Welcome back to my channel. Today let's explore the La Aroma de Cuba Reserve. Take a look at this beautiful cigar band. Very similar to the other de Cuba we explored. Just gorgeous. See the estate there in the background. It's just a beautiful cigar band. No foot band. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna give it a straight cut. This is well, you know what I thought it was? I thought it was a Bellicoso, but it's not. It's a Beso or a Toro. Goes by both names. So it's a 5.6 by 48. I've also got a whiskey pairing today. So let's get this thing lit up. Cold draw on it. Interesting. Getting some wood, like some campfire. And then just your typical cocoa, tobacco, earth. I expect this to be a full-bodied stick. Smells like it tastes on the cold draw. Smells good, tastes good. All right, let's get it lit. What's everybody up to today? What's everybody drinking? What's everybody smoking? Leave me a comment. Let me know what you're up to. I'd love to hear from you guys. Nice windy day here at Cigar Exploration headquarters. Yeah, that's tasty. Something going on there though. Something going on that I didn't pick up on or can't tell you what it is, but I'm picking up something. Kind of went away a little now that it's fully lit. This is a Nicaraguan stick. So far, these have been pretty good. I mean, the draw on this is great. This is only the second one of these I smoked. I made a video about another one on this channel. That was just their original blend. This is the Reserva. It's like a hickory wood flavor. It's like I've never had that flavor in any stick I've ever smoked. It's very interesting. I like this pretty lady on here too. The flowers in her hair. Yeah, so like I said, a 5.6 by 48 Toro or a Beso. I think they mean the same exact thing. Stick was $11. It's expensive, but I wanted to try these. I just keep seeing things about them. Every humidor I go into has this particular one. So I wanted to try a couple of them. I actually have another one I'm gonna explore as well. Yeah, leather, cocoa, you know, dark chocolatey kind of, and then like this like smoky hickory flavor. Yeah, very interesting. All right, I'm excited about this whiskey as well. Get that going here. So today, I wanted to explore this Calumet Farms. This is their Vintage Reserve, 8-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. It's got a low proof. It's only 90 proof. I'm in this one, hoping to get some really good flavors out of it. It says it's less than 50 barrels. It's their batch size, and it has the batch number. It's a pretty bottle. I had my eye on this bottle for a while, and I bought it going back now a few weeks ago. So I don't remember exactly what I paid for it. It has it listed as a $50 bottle on the website right now, on my Pennsylvania liquor store website, but I don't think I paid that for it. I think I paid like 45 bucks for it. All right, so it has this pull top on it, and it has a cork. Looks like a real cork too. Kind of weak. It's a real cork though. Looks kind of yucky. Looks kind of moldy a little bit. Smells good. Let's get some in a glass. Weak cork, weak glug glug. All right. We're gonna let this air out just a few minutes here. Whew. Yeah, it gives you a lot of information, you know, being that it's 8 years old. And whiskey kind of, stuff like this, you're kind of looking at $10 a year when they give you an age statement. This could easily be an $80 bottle, and then you wouldn't be seeing it on this channel. So hopefully we get our money's worth out of it. But you can see at the bottom, they even give you the mash bill. It tells you how much corn, rye, what else they got in here, and malted barley. Yeah, corn, rye, and malted barley. So malted barley is like a caramely sort of a flavor. So we'll see what we get out of that. All right. Cigar has like an old world funk to it as well. That's hard to explain, but it's kind of funky. It kind of has like a dirty taste to it. Ooh, the retro. Whoa. You really get that woody flavor on the retro. A ton of it. All right, not gonna waste a lot of time. I'm gonna try this bourbon. Been excited about it for a while. It's cold. It's so cold out here that the quicker I drink it, the better anyway, I'm sure. Tried to bring it in from inside right before I was gonna do this video. Okay, so you can taste the age on that. It has like this sawdust, like woody taste that you don't get on young whiskeys like that. It's really sweet and caramely and like viscous. So it's a really pretty bottle. It's a product of Kentucky, and you can see the juice in there. It's pretty dark, and the juice is pretty thick, pretty viscous. Thought these two would go well together today, being that there's an estate on this one. Can't even see it. There it is. There's one. See the buildings? Just two old places, showcasing their oldness on their whiskey label and then their cigar band. So I just thought that was kind of neat. That's really the only thing that made me pair these together. I knew that proof was lower, only 90 proof, and that way, it would stay pretty sweet and wouldn't be hot. And then I knew this cigar is a full-bodied cigar because when I bought it, they told me that. Although, quite honestly, to me, this is more medium than full. I know we're an inch in, so I've said a lot about this stuff pretty quick, but it says handmade, imported on there. Yeah, it's good though. At this point, it seems like half the battle is just if a stick draws right, Oh, that's interesting though. So the bottle says, bottled by Three Springs Bottling Company, Bowling Green, Kentucky, for Western Spirits. So I knew it was Kentucky juice in there, but that doesn't really tell me that it was distilled in Kentucky. Lexington, Kentucky. Started out as a whiskey company and then went into horse racing. Then went back to whiskey. 2 Triple Crown winners, 8 Kentucky Derby winners, 8 Preakness winners. Wow. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. So their farm has 11 horses in the National Museum of the Racing Hall of Fame. It's pretty neat. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to like this, and I'm just gonna assume it's Kentucky juice, because I want to like it. So far, I do, and I really just want to stick with Kentucky and Tennessee whiskeys for the most part. Kind of found my lane. It took me a few years to figure out what kind of whiskey I really enjoy, and those two areas seem to produce the ones I like the most. It's not hard to pick Kentucky as one of your favorite regions for whiskey. I mean, that's a no-brainer. You know, if you say Ohio, I'm gonna have some questions for you. Trying to stay away from the Pennsylvania whiskeys a little bit as well. I just think they're kind of thin and need some time to age. But yeah, this Calumet Farm, 8 years, and it says minimum age for the whiskey is 8 years, so could be even more in there. Could be even older stuff. Good color, like really good color. High corn, which makes it really sweet. And when you see that percentage of corn being 74, it tells you you're going to get some sweet juice out of that. The ash was fine on this stick, but I'm just going to ash it. What's your experience with Calumet Farm? Have you had anything from there? Did you ever hear of it before I was telling you about it and we were learning about it together? I never did. I'm sure if they have 11 horses in the Racing Hall of Fame that they're some kind of big deal. There is a horse on the bottle too, a horse and a jockey, which I didn't notice. I didn't notice that before, but there is one there. See it in the middle? So, yeah, pretty cool. So far, so good. The whiskey's too cold out here, just like me. It's freezing. And that takes away some of the flavor. It dulls it down, I think, just like when you put ice on it. They'll tell you, if you drink something on the rocks, it calms it down quite a bit, and you're obviously watering down the proof. There's no problem here with any of that stuff except the fact that it's so cold that it's almost dumbing down the whiskey just because it's freezing out here. So later on tonight, when I have it inside for a while and it warms back up, I'll taste it then too. And if I find anything more than what I talked about, which was basically just wood and a caramel bomb, caramel, vanilla, and a lot of wood. But if anything else comes out, I will put it in the description. Yeah, this is for being full-bodied. I mean, this was a 5 out of 5 on the scale from the company I bought this from. I think I bought it from Cigars International. I forget which one it was. That or maybe Fox, Cigar. It wasn't Cigar Page. Those are the main 3 I buy from online. But it might have been in person from Cigars International too. But anyway, it says that it's a 5 out of 5 on their scale for like full-bodied sticks, but I don't know. I didn't smoke a cigar yesterday, so maybe I'm just a tough guy right now. I don't know. Tough guy as far as the cigar, not the weather. I don't think I'll ever be a tough guy when it comes to the weather. Yeah, this is not the most unique cigar I've ever smoked, but this is one of them. I mean, this has I'm not sure what I'm getting out of this thing. I mean, it's a hickory type of nutty, woody, smoky something or other, along with all the typical stuff. But I was getting a little leather in the beginning, and it kind of went away. Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely smoke this thing again. This is good. Anybody else have like their hands just like cracking and bleeding because it's so dry? I put lotion on them and it doesn't matter. That's what happens when you work with your hands. They get all busted up. Just doing yard work, putting up decorations and taking them down, your hands will get all cracked and dry. Yeah, nice clean ash, nice oily dark wrapper on there. I mentioned it. This is a Nicaraguan stick. I think this is like an improvement or a second version of one of their other ones, and it may be the one I have. I just picked this one today because I thought it would look pretty with that bottle. I don't know. So I don't know what I'm doing with these. I'm just exploring them, sort of finding out as I go. Yeah, this other one of these I smoked kind of hit me in the back of my throat halfway through it. And this one almost feels like it's going to do that as well. These sticks may be deceivingly strong. They may be much stronger than their flavor profile is. Because the last one I smoked gave me a little bit of trouble, I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty sure I smoked that one on an empty stomach. And today I have some food in my belly, so don't expect any issues. I usually don't have any issues like that. I can usually rip on a cigar but these guys, being that the other one I smoked gave me a little problem, and now I can kind of feel that little, there's this like little, for me at least, it's like a little nauseous feeling in the very back of your throat, like back here, like down here. And it's like this nauseous feeling. But it's not like you're going to throw up. It just sort of has this like, ugh, like something doesn't agree with you. But I think that's happened to me twice before. Once was with something I can't remember, and then one of these sticks. So it's possible. These guys are really strong, but really smooth. And that could easily be what's going on here. Easily. Considering that, I don't think that places that sell these wouldn't know their strength profile, Because right now I'm saying 6 out of 10 for mine. For my scale that I try to pretend doesn't exist, like I don't have one, but 6 out of 10, and they said, basically 10 out of 10. So I'll let you know how this throat thing progresses as I go here. Not only do cigars and whiskey go really well together, but when I drink whiskey sometimes, it'll help with the cigars as well. It'll make them more smooth, make them more palatable and tolerable, if that makes any sense. Yeah, there is a lot going on in that whiskey bottle. A lot. 8 years old, you're getting some age on you now. I mean, I know there's like Knob Creek. I made my last video, I think it was my last video, was about that bourbon rye. They're aging their bourbon, their shelf bourbon that they're selling you for $40 for 9 years. And, their rye for 7. This is an 8-year. But I feel like this is more special. It's about $10 more. Am I getting a good deal with this? I think I am. Not sure, but I think. Are you getting a good deal with the Knob Creek? You are. I mean, $40 for a 9-year-old whiskey. If you like that Jim Beam profile, Knob Creek. I know the bourbon rye was $45, but I checked again when the month changed over, and it's still $45. And they have their 9-year bourbon on sale right now for $37. It's usually $40. And then they have a maple and obviously their regular rye. But yeah, I don't know what I got here. I might have something really special. I might just have something everybody's had. Maybe this is kind of a regular $50 whiskey. Guys, let me know, in the comments what you think. So when I took that sip of whiskey, it kind of took that throat thing away, that neck, throat thing, whatever. Take that away a little bit. It's like, even though, there's no sugar in that bourbon, it's sweet still. My brain tells me it's sweet. So it could be what's helping, because I know a lot of times if somebody's struggling at the cigar lounge, they get handed a soda. It's like, here, drink this Coke or drink this Pepsi or whatever, because the sugar, there's a ton of sugar in soda, obviously, and the sugar will calm their stomach down pretty quick. All right, before we blow away, let's take this Reserva band off of here, because we might blow away. Comes right off. I'll show that to you. Do I have it upside down? I do that all the time. There we go. It's real pretty. It's got like the raised, fancy, and lettering on there and everything. Back's just plain, nothing on the back. Yeah. Interesting. Try not to have it blow away. There we go. Anybody have any plans for the holidays? You traveling? Anybody leaving the country? Well, whatever country you're in, are you leaving your country to go travel? Supposedly a lot of people are going to do that this year. Good year to do that, I guess. I don't plan on going anywhere. My family's mostly around where I live, so it's easy to travel to them. Yeah, this is very enjoyable, as long as it's not hitting your throat the wrong way. Yeah, it's actually making me a little lightheaded too, which is, you smoke a lot of cigars, obviously that's a common thing. It's kind of what you're looking for, actually. If you're just relaxing somewhere, it kind of makes you feel a little buzz. I don't talk about that much on here, but I notice it more when I'm kind of alone and there's no camera on me and I'm not talking to a camera. But yeah, you get a little buzz, and this thing's giving me a little buzz. And I guess I don't even think I'm halfway through. I might only be in the first third. So, from my experience, these are strong. These Aroma de Cuba. In my last video, I think I was calling them Aroma de Cuba. It's La Aroma de Cuba. Learn how to say the cigar names that you're smoking, buddy. Yeah, I'm gonna do some research on this bourbon too. I want to know where this juice is really coming from, where this actually is, what it's from. I just hope they're not bringing it in from out of state. I guess really all that matters is that you like it, and you wouldn't pay $45 or $50 if you didn't have $45 or $50, right? So it's not an everyday bottle. It's not something I reach for every day. I usually try to stick around the $30 range for stuff I'm going to drink every day, which is still not real cheap. When it comes to whiskey, it is. But like I got a bottle of, was it Grey Goose vodka for $30. It was like 29 or $30 for a fifth. I mean, it's not aged like whiskey is, but it's one of the best vodkas, I guess. I bought it for people who don't really want whiskey and they like espresso martinis. So use that in there. I just put bourbon in my espresso martinis. I just don't care. I don't notice that big of a difference. I think it makes them better. You're tasting that whiskey then. So, but I also love whiskey. So, it's like pepper, but it's so light. It's like a light. It like flashes onto your tongue, and then just goes away. I don't even want to use the term white pepper. That term's strange, but it's like a very light pepper, and then it just vanishes, and leaves behind like that like hickory, sort of woody, smoky note. Don't buy one of these and smoke it, and be mad at me because it's not like smoky. It's not like you're smoking barbecue sauce or something. It's just, it has this little tinge of it. Just my mind just races. It makes me think like, oh, they're burning a fire by the tobacco leaves, or there was a wood stove in the room the tobacco leaves were curing it or something. It just has that, it's just a funk on it that's just so light and wispy and misty. Wow. Yeah, that stuff's really good. It's so cold, I have to like warm it up in my mouth to like activate it and get the flavors going. But it's good. It's just cold out here, so it's not doing it any favors. The cigar don't mind. If you can get the cigar lit, the cigar doesn't mind how cold it is. Yeah, there was like some nutty and some cocoa right after the bourbon. And like a lot of chocolate there. Like a dark chocolate. It's like the cigar heard me talking about it. It was like, "Oh yeah, I'll give you something that you're going to want. Here's some chocolate." Chocolate seems to be a big deal in cigars and in whiskey, if you can find chocolate in it. Everybody seems to say that's a big deal. When I take a sip of bourbon, that's what we're drinking today, so I'll focus on bourbon. I take a sip of bourbon, all I get is caramel. It's a big caramel bomb, and then it unfolds into like other things, but not always. And I'm sure there's somebody that drinks this and would go, "What are you getting? You're missing all kinds of stuff." I might be missing all kinds of stuff. I mean, the first initial sip was just like caramel and sawdust. And, again, a wisp, faint amount of sawdust. Not like there's sawdust in there, just like it was like near it or something. When it's that old, supposedly you get that from the barrel. But then I started thinking, is it really that old? It's only 8 years old. I mean, like I said, the Knob Creek that you can go buy right now for $40 is 9 years old. At least that's what it says. Makes me wonder if that Knob Creek is really what they say it is, How do you sell? I guess you just sell a zillion bottles of it, and that's how you can sell it for $40. You just have warehouses as far as the eye can see, probably. Yeah, I really got to get to Kentucky and do that distillery tour. Go see that Jim Beam. I think Jim Beam's in Kentucky. Go see that Jim Beam Knob Creek warehouse that has 6 billion barrels in it. Because that's everywhere. Every single bar you walk into has Knob Creek in there. I don't think I've ever been to a bar that didn't have it. Even the fancy whiskey bars that I've been to have Knob Creek 12 or something. They have, or 18. They just have a more expensive, fancy version of it in there. Yep, sorry to see this cigar band go. It is really pretty. Really pretty one. All right, it's coming off. Yeah, so this came right off, just like the other one. This is a very premium, high quality cigar. I've talked about that in almost every video with a stick like this. The quality of it, the feel of it. It has that perfect bounce when you squeeze it. It's not tight anywhere. It's not squishy. It just has that perfect bounce back when you squeeze it. It cuts like a champ. It cuts like $1,000,000. It smokes. The draw is perfect. It's not a wide open, ridiculous draw, and it's not a closed draw. It burns even. I mean, I've been doing the typical twirl in my mouth while I'm smoking it, but not overly crazy. I haven't even really been paying attention to it. The leaf stays on. The cigar band comes right off, with no problem. And I think for $11, that's what should happen. I think it should be like that. It should act like that. I've talked about this before a million times, about this thing coming off the end. It's cut perfect, and they rolled it perfect when you get that ring that comes off. So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a perfect stick. The construction, the way it smokes, the flavor. The only thing I could see somebody being maybe disappointed in, it's not that powerful, as far as, like I talked about, maybe full bodied as far as the way it hits you, but the flavor profile isn't maybe powerful enough for somebody. They may be disappointed that it's a medium. I like medium stuff. I'm cool with light medium. I don't need anything that's gonna blow my socks off right now. Yeah, definitely recommend this if you want to spend $11. And hopefully what I talked about is, gets you interested in it. I would smoke another one of these for sure. I have another one, just not a Reserva. I think the one I have, I don't want to say it because I don't really know which one it is. I forget. I think it has a bluish label on it. It's a strange size too, 5.6 by 48. I guess it just, they figure out how many leaves, what leaves, and how many leaves they want to put in these. They probably roll up, a few, and then they check the size. And if it smokes and tastes the way they want, then that's just what they go with. Why do you go 5.6 by 48? Why not a 5.5 or a 5 by 50? A more typical size, but it is what it is. Pretty small stick for $11. Looks thin now because there wasn't much in the glass, but it's not. It's pretty good. It's got pretty good color. You know what I mean? I'll see it up to the light. It's a pretty good. It's not super dark. I'm not saying you should be impressed by the color necessarily, but it's got decent color on it, and it should, for if it's 8+ years in a barrel, it should have good color. Is that the sun? Do I see the sun? All right. I'm sure that won't last long. Yeah, so 30 minutes on this thing so far. It's pretty good. I'll take that. Should be, for this money, you look at about an hour smoke. The Aroma of Cuba. I think these are the same guys that make the My Father cigars. I've never smoked one of those. I guess those are pretty popular though. I want to smoke a Julius Caesar cigar too. And I don't even know who makes those. My local cigar lounge has those in the humidor. The Julius Caesar. One night when I have a few too many bourbons in me, whiskeys in me, I'll pay $20 for a stick and try one out. He also has those LFD Chapter 1s for like 14 or 15 bucks up there. So I posted a short with a I think it was a DBL, which I'm gonna mess this guy's name up, but Francisco Almonte or something. It's his company, and he actually goes up to that cigar lounge once a year and rolls cigars in person, which is pretty cool. I haven't been there for that yet. But the DBL I smoked was a 35th anniversary Master Blends, or Master Blend, I forget. But that was a damn good stick. That was like an $11 or $12 stick. That was really good though. There's a short on my channel about that. I couldn't give many tasting flavor profile notes, whatever, on that stick. It was really cedary, lighter to medium. You know, and I kind of get the typical, I get like one of three things, you know, one of three sets of things. On sticks like that, I get like cedar and almond and cashew a lot. You know, and then on something dark like this, I always get like cocoa and earth and leather. And on this one, I was getting like hickory and something else. Try to do a retro here again. I did one earlier. I didn't really get a whole lot different stuff out of it. Yeah, I remember now when I did it earlier. Pepper, you know, earth, that leather comes back a little. You can just tell this thing has high quality tobaccos in it. It's nice. Almost getting like I might be crazy, I might be losing it. Getting like a baking situation now, like a baking spice on that. I wanted to say cinnamon for a second, but not really cinnamon. And nutmeg's kind of a cop-out. Nutmeg's sort of like saying nuts, but, you know, in a spice form. I don't know. I think it's all about whether you enjoy something, you know? If you enjoy it, that's all that matters. Doesn't really matter what's in it. You know, I ordered some $10 bourbon, a bottle of bourbon that was $10 the other day. For some reason, they don't carry it in the store. You have to get it shipped to the store and pick it up. So... yeah, that's good stuff. It just needs to get warm. Warm up a little bit. Warm up a little bit. All right, I'm going to smoke this last third. I think it's safe to say you get an hour out of this thing. I mean, it's pretty good. There's a good chunk of this left. Smoke this final third. I hope you guys have a great day. If you're still here, thanks for being here. Appreciate that. Leave me a comment. I want to hear from you guys. Tell me what you're up to. Tell me what you're smoking, what you're drinking. And I will see you guys in the next video.